All right, folks, here we are. We're back here. Golden Globes just got over here, and we're heading into the post Globes part of the award season here. I don't know. This Globes was it was pretty different than the rest of them. I've never really watched an award show and left um, feeling so I don't know so happy. I guess happy in the way like the attitude and um, the atmosphere there was phenomenal. Everybody was in a great mood, which of course they always are. They always drink a whole bunch there. And yeah, it started out as a terrible night for me here because I got the first three categories all wrong with supporting actor, original score, and original song. But then after that, it picked up. It got a lot better. I got everything else right after that except for two. So this is probably the best I've predicted the Globes in a long, long time. Okay, so the big story of the night here, as I'm clearing my throat, is Three Billboards. Man, Three Billboards overperformed big time. Four wins out of six nominations. It only lost for director and for original score, which were probably the only two that it was definitely 100% not going to win. I did not pick Sam Rockwell for supporting actor. I had Willem Dafoe in there. Yeah, it makes sense why they go with Sam. He's a really well respected actor. He's been around the block for a long time. Um, everybody's worked with him, so it was that was really great to see him win. I think he'll win SAG too after this. I kind of was while I was watching it, I was like, well, yeah, all the actors are really loving him in this, and he looks like he's doing. Obviously, he does a great job in the movie too. But that was so great. I think Frances McDormand's going to win the SAG, and just the way everybody was gauging tonight, the audience there. I kind of mentioned it the other day in the Oscar predictions video when I said the acting branch. It's the biggest branch in the Academy, and they were enthusiastic about Three Billboards winning every single prize that it did. So that really helps me in this. Going forward at the Oscars, I think I picked it right this time for Three Billboards. Now it looks that way now, but of course, see what happens here. Because remember what happened last year? We had a big winner at the Globes that won a whole bunch of stuff, and look what happened. But in the meantime, here, yeah. So that was the first one I missed was Sam Rockwell, and I was kind of hitting myself every time I missed a Three Billboards win because I was like, for screenplay especially, that one we'll get to later. But it's like I should have. I had Three Billboards originally for screenplay, and then I picked Lady Bird at the end, and I was like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. But anyways, for original score, then went to Shape of Water for Alexander Desplat. And yeah, it's a great score. Very glad he won, but yeah, my Johnny Greenwood thing didn't work out. That's okay. That one, I can understand why it won, and I think Desplat's going to win the Oscar too. That shouldn't be any no roadblocks there. I think for him. Uh, the one that really kind of I didn't go with on this one was original song going to "This Is Me" from The Greatest Showman. Yeah, I just saw the movie last week. I didn't enjoy the movie. I didn't really like any of the, well, I mean, I like the music in it, but this particular song sounded like the most poppy to me, and it I don't know. I just didn't really care for the song as much as a couple of the other ones, and yeah, so that one I didn't. That was the only one that I missed. That I was like, why? I don't know if they go with that one or not at the Oscars. I doubt it. I think they probably go with the Coco one, which I had predicted here. Okay, the only other ones I missed, like I already mentioned, screenplay for Martin McDonagh winning for Three Billboards. Yeah, it's no surprise, I think. And I think at the Oscars too, I think we'll probably see that line up again for Three Billboards. I kind of mentioned it the other day. It's like every Best Picture winner, for the past 5 years has lined up with their screenplay prize too. So I think that helps Three Billboards big time. A big support from the Globes here. The only other one I missed was In the Fade for foreign language film, which I didn't. I put a Fantastic Woman, so I didn't get that one right, but that's okay. Yeah, that one. Foreign language is always the Hollywood Foreign Press always does weird things in that category. All right, so before we get to the ones I got right and how it kind of shapes up the race going forward here, first of all, yeah, the show I've already, I thought all the speeches were great, all the moments of speaking out against the sexual harassers and the sexual abusers, every word that was said was well said and well spoken, and very timely. It's like there were a lot of good jokes. against the Hollywood Foreign Press, or especially Natalie Portman's. Oh God, that had to have hurt him. I mean, when she said, "Here are all the five male nominees," that killed me. I thought that was great that she got to jab at him, but yeah. Anyway, so that was great. Yeah, all the stuff like the presenters, especially in the first half of the show, were really great. Like when Jennifer Aniston and Carol Burnett were up there, that was terrific. Even though that was probably the reason the show ran long, but I don't care. It was hilarious. Dwayne Johnson and Gal Gadot were great together. Of course, seeing John Goodman and Roseanne Barr together. Amy Poehler and Andy Samberg came up, and of course that's when they were like, "Nope, you gotta shrink it down." So that was like one where I was like, that was probably the only one that was disappointing. But and then who was it? Chris Hemsworth and was it Chastain that presented with him? I think so. Uh, yeah, there was pretty funny too. So that one, and Seth Meyers I thought was a really great host here. Obviously, every Golden Globe host, and they do the opening monologue, and then they kind of just disappear for the rest of the show. Pop up occasionally, but I mean, almost from the word go, he was getting those jokes about. Ladies and the rest of the gentlemen that are left in Hollywood, or whatever the opening joke was. It was something like that. That was a really, you know, it was, yeah, from the word go, that's what we're doing. And yeah, so I thought he did a great job hosting. Very funny stuff in the monologue. I hope they get him to do it again, or if not, maybe he can move on to the Oscars in a couple of years, or I thought he did a really great job. He was a really endearing host. Just about every joke landed, the way he wanted it to. So, yeah, I liked him as the host there. All right. Moving on here, let's get to the big winners here tonight. The ones that I had correct too, which was actually a much better number than I've done previously here. So actor comedy, that one was pretty early. That one went to James Franco for The Disaster Artist. Kind of a weird note here. He was really generous. He brought his brother Dave Franco up, and Tommy Wiseau he invited up to the stage. But then you got a shot of Greg Sestero in the audience there. He's just kind of sitting there like, why don't I get to go up? I was kind of like, oh, Franco, bring him up, But oh well, it's too late now. But I thought that was really generous of him, and yeah, I don't know. I can't remember a time in recent Globes history where a winner has done that, where he's invited other people onto the stage with him. Um, I mean, the one example I'm coming up with right now is when what's his name? Um, oh God, I can't even. Yeah, yeah, that's great. I can't even think of the guy's name now. um, anyways, but yeah, it was the documentary. It was the Shame on You, Bush. Shame on You was that when he invited all the documentary nominees with him. I can't even remember the. Yeah, he's only the most famous documentarian in the past like 25 years. I can't remember his name right now. Anyways, so that's the kind of day I've had. All right, so then we got animated feature that went to Coco. No surprise there, and I think James Franco, that was no surprise for The Disaster Artist. Yeah, I think he's. Yeah, I don't know if he's got the Oscar at this rate because the other actor that won, Gary Oldman, gave a very good speech. Kind of a more classy speech, and he. I think it was pretty much everybody. I think after. Well, Guillermo del Toro's speech didn't really have a whole bunch of stuff, but it was like every person who won after that had a lot to say about, the female empowerment thing that was going on in the audience there, and especially after Oprah's big acceptance speech for the Cecil B. DeMille Award, it was like every speech had to have fit that in. So, yeah, everybody I think except Guillermo, and then Saoirse was only on for like a minute and a half, so she was, or not even a minute, she was probably on there for like 40 seconds, and she was done. So she was pretty quick, but it was like Gary Oldman added that in. It felt like it was added in for me, but he might have already planned it. Frances, she said something about it. Everybody for Lady Bird and Three Billboards kind of had something to say about it. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Coco winning. Yeah, like I said, that was no surprise. Supporting actress, I nailed it with Allison Janney. I'm so happy with that. And I don't know. I put her ahead now for SAG too. That's going to be close, though, because Laurie Metcalf is also a TV star. Allison Janney, has been both a film and TV star. But it's, yeah, because Lady Bird, they might give that outstanding cast. They might give Three Billboards outstanding cast. So that's a, yeah, the SAGs are going to be pretty interesting in a couple weeks here when they hand out actress, supporting actress, and outstanding cast. Because I think the male lead that's probably going to line up with Gary Oldman. supporting actor probably goes to Sam Rockwell now after this win. And after I kind of thought about it more, I'm like, oh yeah, of course he's the actor's actor, and he's the most popular guy in the room when you get all those five nominees together. So yeah, I think that's something I should have seen earlier, but too late. Yeah. Let's see. So, and I thought she did a good job at the speech too. I know a whole bunch of people are giving her shit on Twitter because she said that Tanya Harding is kind of uh, the hero of the whole thing. But it's like, yeah, that's one testimony, and then there's another testimony that says that she was in on it, which the movie kind of admits that she was. So, yeah, all right. So that's a controversial thing, but I don't think that automatically then you don't let her win anything else. That's yeah. Some people went that far. You don't go that far. I don't think this is just one little speech. That's fine. Anyway, so yeah, yeah. Then Guillermo del Toro went for Shape of Water. Very good win for that one for him, and I think that one, yeah, it's Shape of Water only went home with two original score and director. So and then Fox Searchlight won the rest of them with three billboards and. I think that was yeah, because then A24 had Disaster Artist and Lady Bird, so they already won their fair share too. It was really those two studios were the only ones really that won stuff, except for Focus Features won for Darkest Hour for Best Actor there, and Greatest Showman that was bigger Fox, 21st Century Fox, I guess. So and then Coco of course was Disney Pixar. So yeah, so there's a lot of, and then Magnolia Pictures is the distributor for In the Fade for foreign language film. So that means like Warner Brothers went home empty-handed with Dunkirk, and The Post went home empty-handed. Get Out went home empty-handed with Universal. That was actually kind of when I didn't predict that Get Out was going to win anything, but I was like, that's kind of true. It didn't, but of course it only had two nominations, so it wasn't, I don't think it was heavily favored to win those. Yep. So then Saoirse Ronan, like I said, won for outstanding actress in a comedy, and yeah, I think that was a no-brainer. Film comedy went to Lady Bird again. I think that one was pretty obvious. Darkest Hour for Gary Oldman. I was worried about Timothée Chalamet, and I mean, yeah, like I said, there's still a chance that Timothée wins for Call Me by Your Name for the SAG. It's a possibility because it's the only nomination for that film, and it's one that was expected to do better than, say, Darkest Hour, which was really only looking on Gary Oldman, or The Florida Project, which was only looking on Willem Dafoe, stuff like that. So, yeah, but then you get that same argument, though, for Gary Oldman for Darkest Hour. So, yeah, I think going forward it is Gary Oldman, but Timothée could still sneak up and win that SAG, and then we get a little bit of a different conversation going forward there. Frances McDormand is finally a Golden Globe winner for Three Billboards. Yeah, her performance is terrific. Her speech was phenomenal, and it was a night of a lot of great, phenomenal speeches. And yeah, so that was good. And then I got Three Billboards also right for film drama, which was great. I'm really glad that I got that one right. Especially, yeah, I've mentioned it many times. It's my favorite film of the year. So it's like if you're ever voting for these and it's like you have to go against your favorite film of the year and then your favorite film wins and it's not supposed to win, it's like you get really, really angry at yourself. But I was like, no, I'm picking Three Billboards in this one, and it won. So I was, it made me, joy in getting the nomination or the prediction right, and also joy in seeing it awarded. I thought that was great. But yeah, overall, yeah, like I said, it was one of the best Globes I've ever seen as far as feeling good the whole night, because it's like all the speeches were really, really good. Some of them were very empowering and very really, they make you smile and they make you really glad that you're watching, or or if you're there in the room, it's like you're glad to be in the room with them and stuff. Yeah, like I said, almost all the jokes landed. The monologue was really great. Probably the best monologue since the Amy and Tina Fey years. Easily. I mean, way better than Jimmy Fallon stuff, and way better than the last time that Ricky Gervais came back. Nothing against those guys, but it's the monologue was way better this time. Yeah, and then, like I said, the pairing with the presenters was always great. They had some good ones. They had some more obvious ones. But it's like, who would have thought to put Michael Keaton and Alicia Vikander together? And even though they were only on stage for like 20 seconds presenting film comedy, I get the sense if they had been running ahead and they'd said, okay, you guys got to stall, they would have been a blast together. But it's like, yeah, hats off to whoever picked that one out. Among like Allison, or sorry, Jennifer Aniston and Carol Burnett, that was great, and Barbara Streisand was, I think, a really good pick to hand out the best film drama prize. That was great. Good to see her again. I haven't seen her in a while. Yeah, so really, I don't have a whole bunch to say here. Coming off the show, I mean, a lot of the stuff I predicted came out right, and I'm glad for that. A lot of the speeches were terrific. Really glad for that. Um, yeah, like I said, I think Best Actor still goes to Gary Oldman at this rate. I'll pick Francis still for Best Act at the Oscars. We're talking now. Sorry, I still think Gary for Best Actor at the Oscars. Francis for Actress. I could switch over to Sam Rockwell for Supporting Actor at the Oscars. Right now, I'm still keeping Willem Dafoe. I think if Willem Dafoe, if he could win, I think I could see him winning Critics' Choice over Sam Rockwell, and then if Willem wins SAG, which is a possibility, even though I just switched to Sam for SAG, I'm thinking Willem still has a shot. If he wins SAG, Critics' Choice, that's the same things that like Alicia Vikander did a couple years ago for her win. Um, and who else? Lupita Nyong'o. Even though those are in the supporting actress categories, it is still the supporting category after all. Um, let's see here. Supporting actress, I think. I'll tell you what. Yeah, again, I can see Laurie Metcalf pulling it off for Critics' Choice, but I think Allison Janney's got the SAG. I'm more confident now that I switched over because I had Laurie originally for SAG too, but I switched over Sam and I switched over Allison Janney now for those supporting races. I'm way more confident that Allison Janney can win SAG than I am Sam Rockwell. But I think if Allison Janney wins SAG, I think she's got the Oscar for sure. But again, I can see Laurie Metcalf winning at Critics' Choice. I can see her maybe even winning BAFTA too as a possibility if they want to give Lady Bird something. Yeah, so I think that's the way that's going to go. Original screenplay, yeah, that's looking more and more likely like Three Billboards. Adapted, I think we're still going to keep Call Me By Your Name, even though that didn't get any Globes tonight. And I think Shape of Water will win score. I think it'll win director as well for Guillermo del Toro. And especially after the speech he gave tonight, and hushing the orchestra down, saying, "Hey, I've waited 25 years for this." That's I love it when that happens. For me personally, I love it when they break the rules and they say, "No, I want to keep talking," because it's like it's their moment. It's like they can finally give a speech, and all that stuff. And plus, like I said, Guillermo fits into the category of like Iñárritu and Alfonso Cuarón and a few of those other ones there, where they really like the Mexican and the Latin flavor for best director. So I think that's the way that's going to go. But that's just coming off of tonight. Obviously, a million different things can happen in between now and then. Yeah, but overall, I did pretty well here, better than I've done in the past couple years for sure. And actually on the TV side too, I got a few of those right. I got a few of them I just kind of picked at random, but it was like Aziz Ansari. I got him right. I don't know how I picked him. I think I got Big Little Lies. I think was that one I got most of it. I didn't get Nicole Kidman, but I think I got the rest for those, and I got did okay in the drama race. I think I got all three of those or two of the lead races and drama series. And I did the same for the comedy. Yeah. So I did really well on TV too. So but that was the way it was this year. A lot of the easy picks won this year, and there weren't a whole bunch of shockers. Really, the only shocker was I, Tonya for supporting actress. Maybe if you consider In the Fade for foreign language. Sam Rockwell, I think, was by most estimates in third, maybe fourth place for supporting actor. And then the Coco song, "Remember Me," was I think the favorite for original song. Otherwise, on the TV side, there were no real shockers that I can think of, except for maybe Ewan McGregor winning. I didn't hear a lot of support for him, but yeah, that one actually makes sense when you think about it. He played two roles in the series, I think. Yeah. All right, so I think that's all I got to say for now. We've got the BAFTA nominations coming out right away on Tuesday morning. It will be like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning here. So I doubt I'm going to have live reactions to that. I'll probably just do a follow-up video as soon as I'm up the next morning and ready to broadcast and have all the nominations in front of me. Yeah, and then I think Critics' Choice, I'll have a follow-up video. I won't do the live reaction. I didn't do it for this one either, so don't look for that. And what else we got? DGA comes out this week too, I think. if anything big happens at DGA, like all of a sudden, like Ridley Scott gets in, or if they go for what's his name for the Florida project, Sean Baker, or somebody like that, and it really shakes up the director race, and say Guillermo gets left off, or Spielberg gets left off, or Christopher Nolan gets left off. If something big like that happens, I'll probably comment on that too. But for now, I'm leaving tonight really happy, and I'll leave it at that. So, hey, for everybody that gave me crap earlier, which I know it wasn't a lot of the people who watch this and comment all the time, but anybody give me crap earlier for the Three Billboards not winning Best Picture thing, hey, there's plenty of room. Come on. Let's all hop on the bandwagon here. I think that bandwagon maybe starts tonight. Well, then look what happened last year with La La Land. So I'm not, I can, say that now, but it might not matter in the next couple weeks. All right. So we'll be back later. A lot of busy stuff coming up in the next few days.